Okay, now, thanks to Bro Brummel, of course, the whole world wears black and white for evening dress. Now, in the 20s, you could have bought something a bit like this. Early evening tails in Victorian times had shawl collar like this. So this didn't just appear suddenly in the 1960s with James Bond. The 1930s, people wore waistcoats still, and you'd have peaked lapel single-breasted. Then the 1940s and 1950s, you had double-breasted, and then the waistcoat sort of disappeared. Same thing happened with day-wear suits then. Then suddenly, mid-50s, late 50s and 60s, we had this, which sort of reigned supreme for quite a long time. Until, and this was absolute standard, nobody dared do anything different. You wouldn't even go out. Part of wearing a dinner suit, you always had a cummerbund and patent shoes. They've gone by the by now. But we had this, and then suddenly we had this. Now, I think maybe the 70s is the last decade of people still actually dressing up. It all went bad in the 1980s. You had dreadful companies like Armani and Versace bringing out unstructured jackets and people rolling their sleeves up on the jacket, and everybody wanting to dress like Miami Vice drug dealers. But the 70s was still about wearing a tie properly and tying it perfectly. Turnbull and Astor did their shirts with big collars, and Jermyn Street met Carnaby Street head on. And you had things like this. Now, those mad lapels and velvet things. Now, Teddy Boys had this kind of stuff, and it was quite rebellious in the 1950s. Now, this looks absolutely super. I would wear this. It's made out of all sorts of chemicals. It's Trevera and different kinds of plastic. I don't think there's any wool in it at all, but it's fabulous. I want the 70s back. I mentioned to somebody once about a 70s suit like this, and I said, yeah, it's hardly been worn. And the chap said, yeah, that's probably due to embarrassment. But the funny thing happened, I think it must be 20 years ago, I had the craziest full-on 1970s suit. The lapel was like this, but it had a light blue satin revere just here on the inside. It had fishtail cuffs with a little bit of the light blue satin in the cuffs. And how about this? The flared trousers also had a little sort of box pleat in this pale blue satin. It was the most full-on 70s suit. And the guy in the shop said, I'm going to try it on for a laugh. He was going to some sort of Brit Awards or something like that. He put the suit on. I think his girlfriend was with him at the time. He said, you know, I'm going to have it. I would wear it for a laugh. You know, it's going to be fun to turn up in virtually fancy dress. He turned up at the Brit Awards, and I think he was the most photographed person there. Everybody absolutely adored the suit. So you can wear 70s stuff now without embarrassment anymore.